Applause. Give it up. Get up for Jendrik. Step on over, Jendrik.
A round of applause is right, because I am round. Also, Dragos, I don't know if you know this, but the Romania of England is Romania. I myself am Polish. Yeah. No, we're not doing that. Nobody's happy they're from Poland. Come on. Let's get our head in the game. Also, what the fuck are you doing admitting to being Polish in Berlin? You're in a dark room, there's a lot of Germans in here, potentially, because you never know. And you're like, oh, I'm Polish. Have you not learned anything in history class? God damn. I don't even go to German barbers. Like the idea of some crowd standing over me with a straight razor up to my neck. My grandfather would die again if he heard about that. Because I'm the third person in my family to ever work in Germany. First one to get paid for it. Very proud. I came to Germany to boss Germans around. I haven't actually met any, but I'm sure you're nice people. Actually, I'm kind of jealous of German teenagers because their grandparents are like, when I was your age, we what? We what, Grandma? What did you do when you were my age? Mm-hmm. Come on, tell me. And I want to brag because I went to Greece, which is like which for people who aren't from Europe, it's like, for the Australians, it's like going to Bali. For the Americans, it's like going to Mexico, except everybody's really snooty because they think they invented democracy. But for some reason, you can't drink the tap water, so that's not going great. But I'm kind of mad because we flew Ryanair and tickets were €300 a piece. 300 fucking euro for Ryanair? It's not a plane, it's a bus that somebody glued wings onto. There's no engine, there's somebody just going outside the window. 300 fucking euro. I had to shave my beard because they wanted extra for it. If Ryanair crash lands, they charge you for changing the destination. They're like, well, you were going to Seville, but you ended up in Madrid. Plus 60 euro, please. Oh, you didn't buy insurance? You have to get a new ticket. I'm like, I lost my legs. They're like, oh, so we got rid of your legs for you. That's going to be an extra 1,500 euros. No, but Greece is great except for, all the other Poles that visit. I think I made a mistake moving from Poland to Berlin because there's too many Polish people here. But there's also a lot of secret Poles here. You guys don't know about this. But like the best thing Poles do is they enter a country and they disappear. As long as they're white. Which we are, right? I have a daughter, like, amazing, right? Because you're all like, wow, he's had sex? No. And I've done everything I can for her. We moved to Germany, I'm teaching her English, she's learning German. I made her white, I made her blonde. I'm done. Like, there's nothing more I can do for her that I haven't already done. I'm sorry. I actually wrote a bunch of new jokes in Greece. You guys want to find out if they're funny? Yeah, I'm trying to learn German, but it's hard because I'm a EU citizen that works in tech. So right now I'm at about danke, and sometimes I fuck that up. But what I have noticed is that a lot of Germans just toss in a lot of English phrases when they talk. Have you guys noticed that? They'll be like, and then I said, blah, blah, and I'm just like, wow, what if I stopped using the German phrases and just dropped in a lot of English along the way? Let's see if they can keep up, right? And it's funny because if you live here, you can get by with English, right? Like, you go into a restaurant and they're like, what can I do for you? And you're like, ich spreche keine English. And they're like, oh shit, a German came in, ooh. Right? But I live in Schöneberg. That's, I don't know if you know what that is. That's Berlin for whites. And there's, I actually call up my doctor. I'm like, hello, sprechen Sie English? And they're like, oder Polnisch? And they're like, yes, let me get my colleague. And then like, Miss Kasia gets on the phone and she's like, hello, and I'm like, oh, hello, because we're all Polish and we pretend we like each other. Let's keep this going. And my daughter started school yesterday. That's why, right? Thank you. I kept her alive for 6 years. Where's my medal? Because they're all like, "Oh, it's your 6th birthday. It's such an important year." I'm like, I have wiped this kid's ass for the past 6 years. What the fuck has she done? Has she hunted down any wild game? No. Has she stolen any food? No. Has she gotten money from her grandparents? No, because they're all dead already. No, I'm kidding. Only my mom. What? Dead mom. Everybody's like, "Oh, I like dark humor," and then I drop the dead mom jokes. And it's like, oh. I gave a eulogy at my mom's funeral. It was beautiful and moving, thank you. Afterwards, people came up to me and they were like giving me notes, like feedback on the eulogy. Like, "Hey, that was great, but maybe you could have talked about this. Like, you could have talked about our activism." I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this again. This was the one mom. But after the eulogy, my aunt stood up, my mom's sister. She stood up. She's like a grandmother to my daughter too. She stood up and she said, "My sister always led the way for me my entire life. She showed me the way to go, and now she's done it for the last time." And people clapped, they cried, it was amazing. And I just stood there thinking, why the fuck did you upstage me like that? What the fuck? I lost my mom. Can you just... Yeah, but my daughter went to school. She got a Schultite. Any Germans here?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Did you guys have Schultites?
Yesterday, my daughter too.
Oh, nice. You didn't see me there? No, that's good. All right. So Schultite is like this big cone that you give a bunch of like. She got a whoopee cushion. Can you move because you're blocking my camera?
That's right.
She got a whoopee cushion. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's a little cushion that you put on a seat. You sit down and it makes a fart sound. I am fucking hyped because finally I can fart and blame it on something else. I did it yesterday. I sat down at the dinner table and just... And my daughter was like, my wife was like, "Matilda, what'd you do with the whoopee cushion?" And she's like, "The whoopee cushion is in my room." That was all that. And my last joke for tonight is going to be, when I was coming here, I saw a couple of comics looking for a key with their flashlights and their smartphones. And I realized something about smartphones. It's made us all fucking nerds. Now hear me out. It's not because they're technology and like, I can look up the model for diazepine online and like, that's an interesting cellular shape. All right? That's not it. Imagine, pre-smartphone times, you're at a party, there's a kid there. In his pockets, he's got a compass, a flashlight, a map, pictures of all his friends, letters from his mom and dad. And you look at him and you're like, get that fucking nerd out of my house. And now that's all of us. All we need on them is like X-Acto knives and like Swiss Army knives, and we're all fucking Boy Scouts. I'm like, all right, you got your cell phone, all right, let's start a fire. All right, anyway, that's my time.
Get up the God. Yeah. Well done. Guys, 2022, does anybody still have some